Welcome to another Greater Tax Returns Training Essentials. And in this video tutorial, we're going to share with you all about preparing your clients. And that's key into your business flowing, uh, you know, with ease and producing a successful return. In this video tutorial, we're going to share with you more about compiling documentation and just kind of do an overview of the different types of documentation. Now, keep in mind that some of these videos overlap the others, meaning that uh, certain things are just repetitive, and it's important that the agents understand that, so that they're being embedded information, so that they're on point with everything that they need to know. So we're going to head on over here to the Greater Tax Returns portal, and in this portal we have the GTR checklist of the client's documentations, which is over here on the right hand side of your portal. And it's the second tab, and you just click on it and download it. Let me make sure we click on the right thing. We're going to and download it so that you can either download it for yourself and make copies to keep on file, so that if you ever come across a situation where you need to give a client a checklist of the documents they need to bring to you, you'll have it. Also, you can download this document and email it to the client. And we're going to go through it again, because again, in other videos, we do share information about the same document in terms of the information that's provided on it. Number one, you want to make sure you fill it out. And then you definitely want to make sure the client gets a copy, you keep a copy. So you know exactly what you sent the client. Also, just to keep in mind, you remember I shared with you in another video, the last video, about obtaining a Google account, a Gmail account. Okay, here is Greater Tax Returns email account. And right here is all of the Google Essentials. And here is a Google Drive. And the beauty about this, you got the calendar and the YouTube and all that kind of great stuff. But this drive is really key because it's a great way of getting, information from your clients and having somewhere to put that information, especially if they send it to you. So let's say we wanted to download this doc here, and we're going to download it. Okay, and we're going to save it on my desktop. So this is my desktop, and you can just click on desktop, and we're right here, and here's a client checklist already here. Okay, and we want to do that because what we want to do is, if you have to check off some documents, some of these documents that you gave a particular client, you can, and rescan it into your computer and upload it in this Google Drive. So what we're going to do, just for the sake of saying, we're going to create a folder. So go to New, and this folder is going to be specifically for a client. So we're going to call the client Jane Doe, and we're going to create. Okay, and there's Jane Doe, and it's already highlighted. Then we're going to click on Jane Doe, and then we're going to go find this file to upload in here. And so when clients email you your documents, their documents, or, then once they come in your email account, okay, you could then forward them to your Google Drive. Okay, you can save them either over here and create a folder on the right hand side over here. Let's see, let's try to, okay, create new label. I scroll down, I create new label, and you can click on Jane Doe. Okay, so you have a client by the name of Jane Doe. Okay, and let's go find Jane Doe. Okay, there she is right there. Okay, we're clicking on Jane Doe, and there's nothing here. But when Jane Doe comes into your inbox, let's say this newsletter report from IRS, I wanted to go into Jane Doe's folder. You just simply click on this newsletter, or let's just say hypothetically, Jane Doe emailed us something. You click on this, you go up here to move to. There's a folder up here. Once you click on this, see, when you click it off, you don't see the move to folder. But if you click onto it, you see the move to forward. You click on move to, and then you just scroll down and find Jane. Oh, I must have passed her up. Here she is. Click on Jane, and that file, that email, is actually put into her folder. So these are just great ways of staying organized. Or you can download what they sent you on your computer, and then go to Jane Doe's folder. Remember, we just created this as a Google Drive. Okay. And how do you find your Google Drive? You click on these little square boxes up here at the top, and you just click on Google Drive. Okay. That's it. Click on Google Drive, and we're going to go to the front of my Google Drive here. And it's moving kind of slow. Here's Jane Doe. We're going to click on Jane Doe, and we're going to go up here to new. Over here on the left-hand side to new, we're going to click on it so it can pop down. And then we're going to go to File Upload. We're going to go to the desktop. Click on Desktop. Over here on the left-hand side, that's where mine is. Some folks are down at the bottom or up at the top. Mine is here on the side. And then we're going to find the doc that we're looking for, the document that's on our desktop, and we're going to click on it, and it's automatically uploaded. And here it is. So now you're organized. You've got clients' documents put somewhere where it's secure, and you don't have to go all over the place trying to find them. And I suggest you do this every day. The reason why is those emails add up, and the next thing you know, you're bogged down with a bunch of emails, and you have to find stuff. And that's the worst feeling in the world, to try to find documents that your clients has emailed you, and then you have to turn around. And some people, believe it or not, would turn around and ask the client to re-email them docs, and that's not professional. Okay, the professional thing to do is to do this every day, and it only takes a few minutes to put documents in the proper folder. So if you create folders for your clients over here, then that's fine. They can email them to you, and then you can just put them here, and or you can also download them and put them in your Google Drive, which is a great place to keep them. Okay, so that's key in staying organized, so that you can find what you're looking for. Okay, so let's go down this list right quick, and we're not going to just give you definitions of every entry here, document that's needed, but I'm going to give you just a rough draft of what documents some of the most important documents, and what I mean by that is general documents. Usually when a client comes to you, in a lot of cases, they already know what's going on. For example, if they have an IRA, or if they have rental properties, or if they, whatever's going on with them, they'll let you know. They will let you know. But for those who don't, then you're going to have to assist them in getting the proper documentation that they need. Now, again, if they have rental properties, they're going to tell you that they have rental properties. But let's say a person is a stylist or a nail tech or at what we used to call alley mechanics or, a handyman. A lot of times they're self-employed. They've been making extra money doing these things on the side. They may have a job and doing this on the side, or they could be doing it full time and may not know how to structure themselves to get themselves set up properly in the eyes of the IRS so that they won't have to worry about getting audited. So being audited. So these are the type of things I'm talking about, just being able to discern what a client may need to assist them in whatever they need. But some of the key documents that we want to look at is the general documents that everybody has to show up with. We need, because like I said, the way we do business is we need documentation that can prove that we're working with the proper right client. Okay, primary client. Okay, we need copies of Social Security cards for everybody. Okay, for the primary client, to spouses, to dependents, we need that. Again, birth certificates are optional. However, there may be a situation where we may need copies of birth certificates to prove who this child belongs to, because we found there's discrepancies or issues when it comes to who should claim the child. And it can happen. You have people that, for example, one gentleman came to us and said, I want to claim my daughter, and because I've been supporting her all year long. But the mother said that she was going to claim her because the baby lives with her. And so they're going through a problem as to who can claim her. Well, in a lot of cases, the person who makes the most money can claim the child. However, it's something that people have to agree on. And so the mother said the child wasn't the father's daughter, believe it or not, even though he had been taking care of the child. And so that's a situation where you have to prove, who the child belongs to and all that kind of thing. So it can be disheartening sometimes, but because of identity theft and all the issues that's going on with the Internal Revenue and other people, just getting their identity taken from them, where people are actually stealing what belongs to them. It's just heartbreaking. So, I recommend, if you can, get copies of birth certificates, if you can. There are agents that automatically, just so we can have it on record, birth certificates. Okay. Copy of driver's license by itself, and copy with client holding up to face. These are things that, we're going to need, and we're going to talk about that and what that looks like in other videos. But, we need a copy by itself up close, and then one with the client holding the ID in their, in their hands up close in their face, right beside their face. The reason being is because the way we process returns, we have to make sure that the person that we're processing is a person that we're processing. Because if not, anybody could say, I'm Jane Doe, and produce a driver's license, and then come to find out it's not, and we became a part of a situation that of identity theft. Copy of divorce, custody documents, or friends of the court documents, that's optional. And that it, if it's a situation where we need documentation to prove that the person has a right to claim the child, then give us the documents so we can have it on file. Because if a question comes up, especially if the person has identity issues, then we want to have that on hand. Copy of foster parenting licensing, current. You want to make sure those are current, and guardianship documents are current. Educational expense for you and your spouse. If you any list of expenses that you had to take on due to your education, books, supplies, travel, that kind of thing. Any kind of expense. Dependent's name, year of birth, and social security numbers. A copy of cards. Dependent's post high school educational expenses. Copy of school records with name, address, and phone number of school. Grades K through 12th grade. College tuition statement. Child care expense for each dependent, and name, phone, address of providers with EIN numbers or social security number. Prior year adjusted gross income and personal identification number. If it's a situation where a person had their ID stolen, we need that ID number. Copy of lease of residence, if at all possible, name, address, and phone number of landlord. Utility accounts, name, phone number, and account number. Now, this is we have to have the landlord information if they're going to claim the Michigan renter's credit, and other states provided credit too. But if it's a situation where there's an issue with residency, utilities showing proof of where that person lived in the last 6 months, utility account bills are usually do the work, or credit cards, and both. The general income docs are listed here. W-2s, interest income statements, 1099 INT and 1099-O, dividend and income statements, 1099 DIV, sales and stock land for capital gains is 1099-B. When they bring in these miscellaneous is a big one that folks bring in. Alimony received or paid, unemployment compensation received, any type of income documents other than a pension and social security is basically here. These documents you can match up on the software. You can just simply type in, let's see, 1099. Okay. And you've got all the 1099s right here from dividends and distributors. You can match it up with within the software. So it's very easy. A 1099 miscellaneous is what most people receive when they work for places like Avon. They're independent contractors. They're real estate agents. They do stuff for Avon and Mary Kay, that kind of thing. So that's how you can match up the documents and find them. Business income. Well, let's go to retirement. Retirement income, which is Form 1099-R. Usually anyone that's retired, they get that document at the end of the year from their corporation that they retired from, and that's a document. And you just type in 1099-R. Let's do that again, 1099-R. And there you have it right there. And this specifically pertains to distribution, as you can see right here, from pension, annuities, retirement, and profit sharing, plus IRAs insurance. So it's a simple process once you understand the connection. Business income, business income there's a document that we ask all, if a person is in business, there's a list of things that a client can bring in that can help with this. Business income and expense. They can fill out a self-employment affidavit, which is right here. It's a ledger. There's actually two. Let's see if this one will come up. Let me see. Okay. We have this ledger here that we encourage all agents to send out to their clients to kind of help the clients keep track of their customers uh, and their expenses, or their product and their expenses. And it covers just about everything that you can imagine it would. Let's go, and we're going to find, let's log back in again. So let's start with this ledger here. It's just a client self-employment ledger. They can fill the top part out, the name of the business, the start date. That way you know exactly when it starts. The phone number, address, and all that kind of good stuff. How many employees, type of business. Is it registered as an LLC, a corporation, or whatever type of corporation it might be? The demographics in which this person does business in, age range, service or products, what that is all about the business. And then here is a list of clients that they may have done business with. Okay, now, and that depends if it's a service or a product. And we swap this out. If you put the product name, how many units you sold a particular day at a particular time, that's possible too. If you're just dealing with a product. And up here, if you have a bank, if you have an EIN number, a service or product name, you can put here plus the price, and then list all of the expenses that you incur by just being in business. Now let's find the self-employment ledger. Let's see if this will work here. Okay. Okay, and then you can have a client complete this if they don't have any records. Now, some clients that's been in business for a while, they have what you call an employment identification number that you can obtain from the IRS, and an articles of incorporation, which is a document necessary to do business in any given state. And to get access to that, you can simply go up to the top here and you see business setup. Click on articles of incorporation and Secretary of State. And you have listed here all the businesses that you can, all the states that you can click on to Secretary of State, so you can help your client apply for an articles of incorporation. Okay. But that's if they're not set up as a business. Okay. The first year, within reason, a client could file an earned income credit as a self-employed person without an articles of incorporation or EIN. But it's our job to inform the client that they're going to need this definitely next year, because if they don't have it and they're claiming this EIN, it's earned income credit, and not showing that they're a true structured business, the IRS can audit them, and then you might have trouble because of the fact that they're saying they're doing this, but they're not properly structured. Okay, so basically you fill out, you complete this this document, which we have another video that can show you how to do that, and it goes step by step, and you just simply follow the yellow brick road. You know, income, money received by customers. The clients can fill all this out by hand, and we have this on file. And then their expenses, they can make as many copies as they want, get this to you, and this is what we would add in our system, and as it relates to their employment, I mean their income for being self-employed. So that's what that's all about, is making sure you have the right documentation. Some people who've been in business for a while has their copies of their EIN number, okay, employment identification number, or their tax ID number is basically one and the same. They may have, been in, have a bank account that has, statements showing us, their expenses and the clientele where they've deposited monies that they've received from clients. They may have a profit and loss statement. They could have been using a bookkeeping software that, or been, have a bookkeeper that can provide us with profit and loss statements, that kind of thing. So these things that you can ask your clients. And as you move forward, you can go down the list and just kind of check off what a client needs. But on the most part, it's all about familiarizing yourself with some of the documents that we're going to need in order to process a return. Child care provider, address, ID number, and amount paid. We're going to need that for the whole year. Usually we're going to need, how much they paid by month, and then we just add it up for however long, many months for that year that they've taken care of the person's child. Adoption expenses, and if a person has adopted a child, and what were the expenses that they incurred from adopting a child. Foreign taxes paid, first time home buyers tax credit is another credit that folks can obtain. Expenses and tax deductions. So this is a list of all the tax deductions based on things that that you can deduct, which is great. A whole list of. You got everything from home, second mortgage interest, state taxes paid with the last year, if claiming itemized deductions, personal property taxes, charitable contributions, fair market value, and non-contributing contributions to charities. I mean, the list goes on and on as to what you can write off in terms of expenses and deductions. Taxes, estimated payments is basically self-explanatory. So you've got everything here on the checklist that you need to familiarize yourself, so you know exactly what to as it relates to your what your client needs, and just compiling all that and getting that information to you. So thank you again for joining us in this video tutorial, and look forward to connecting with you in the next.